Pair up with that one. Hangzhou Spark and the Chengdu Hunters. Let's talk about them a little bit here. So obviously yesterday we saw the Chengdu Hunters up against the Shanghai Dragons. Pretty damn competitive game from the Chengdu Hunters.
Sombra can pump out in those situations.
Just from the Sombra though, so unfortunately the rest of the team still needs to help out. Sombra can do some reasonable damage, but everyone else needs to be piling in and being able to add. And speaking of that right now, I mean the Hangzhou Spark between Alpha Yi and Shy get 4 kills.
As Gaga plays up on high, a bird's eye view, a big stick, Irony. He can't see a fight, he can't buy one, Avril. Every time he moves on in, blown up by the raid explosives of the Chengdu Hunters. 69% is a nice little bit for the Chengdu Hunters now to play from this defensive position. And I think that, don't worry boys, I'll just deal with this one for you. Out goes the Bob onto the back line, but I think it's going to be easily rotated away from. There is no touch from Chengdu Hunters. The mine's gun shot. Bernard up against the Zenyatta. Has to back out for a second. Re-enters.
Yeah, EMP catches 3 there, and Shy is melted down, but that seems to be the only member so far. Bernard staying alive best he can. Hack is still onto Ironing and Super Rich, but they can use their ability, so the Hunters are able to trade a couple more. It's nearly 90% now for the Hangzhou Spark.
Bernard unable to really get himself away from that Pulsum with either movement ability because of the hack. There's an attempt at a stick, and it is going to connect. A big old yeet from Alpha Yi, and yeeting into the backline too. He's finished with this map. That's all that she sang, Alpha Yi. Absolutely popping off with the nano. This was the kind of efficiency that Irony was dreaming of. And now Chengdu Hunters with an EMP in that back pocket have to just dash onto a point, try and leave Gaga alive for a moment longer as Jinmu gets into position to take away so much max HP. But can you follow it up alone? Leavers arrive too, Solo and Antied as well. Bernard's got the chase down, and Jinmu simply can't stay and fight for too long, but now with both the supports arriving, it might be a little bit doable. Meteor Strike up into the air, and Bernard slams down on that back line, finding Monk Solo, and once again, there is no touch. It's the same song 6-pack from the Chengdu Hunters as Hangzhou Spark take Oasis.
Well, this time around, I think credit given to the Hangzhou Spark. They had that one locked down. They survive against the 5-man EMP.
A little bit more survivability for Irony potentially from Super Rich being able to maybe ward away Gaga.
Dude, Irony's just like walking up. Okay, he just gets Gaga down.
He's just walking.
He just runs into Gaga and takes him down. Chengdu Hunters will respond to Alpha Yi, and we have quite a melee happening on this A point now. Multiple frags coming through from both sides. Irony, the raid boss, has been taken down, but Chengdu Hunters not too sure if they can maintain control of this cap for now, because even if they do get some players on that payload, the respawns do.
Shy so low off the back of the anti, can a finish be found? Jinmu can't commit to the beam and now is in deep trouble. There's still Nisha in the backline, slain by Bernard. Alpha Yi continues to be a terror on the Tracer, and Chengdu Hunter's defense is slowly being picked apart as Jinmu tries to turn this one around. This is quite a weird position for Leave, and Bernard says you're a pancake now, mate.
Leave's just trying to get a whatever final.
The overclock here, so low. There's the Brigitte copy. Huge amounts of brawling power now with 2 sets of Inspire. Having to carve through these mines still might be an issue as Irony falls out of a Transcendence that was previously invested. Quite an unfortunate position here. That's going to be Gaga taking down both the supports though with a Primal Rage. Anger management at its best, just using the punching bags of Overwatch as Gaga picks up the 3rd.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. I mean, I don't think Shia was going to be too long for this one.
Free body, but this is a risk to move in against this wall. Could be knocked off here. Super Rich certainly trying for it, but such a well-played shield, Avril.
I mean, we're looking at a situation where Super, or rather Shy, just kind of evades Gaga. He slides in the opposite direction, completely, outplays the targeting from Gaga to avoid dying there. Goes back to his own team. They group up together in a position where it's hard for Gaga to follow up. And Hangzhou Spark.
Pay dirt, this should be the finish of the map here. Remember, this penetrates multiple members. If only it can find the targets, but Leave is simply quicker, Avril.
Yeah, Leave will get the final blow onto Shy instead, who, despite having multiple members of the sidelines, couldn't quite get them. Gaga trying his best to get some support players here. Jinmu even gets a frag on a Super Rich. This is looking very defendable. Monk not that far off from getting the nano. Nisha already has his rally available. And with Bernard caught on the sidelines, the Hangzhou Spark can do nothing but back on out. Leave will find another on his way.
Trying to pressure out the Tracer, and indeed it will be. The recall used, and now Alpha has to stick here in a duel with Jinmu, who simply got too much accuracy. Au revoir, Bernard, says Jinmu. And a slaughter of Hangzhou Spark players means that Chengdu finally find their footing on point. Spins the accretion. This at least gives a little bit more room for Gaga to try and move without that CC. Now with a nano available, Gaga moves into the backline. There's the window to try and stop him. Double damage. He is faced with, forces the Primal, and that should be more than enough damage. Monk elsewhere, once again the first to die from this, and Gaga 1000 HP is nothing when faced with a ferocity. It's because of a speed boost that Nisha is going to give over. Look at this. Less time in the open.
Yeah, just got to go straight for the high ground play right now. Wait, Nisha just got his sound barrier cancelled. It never came on through. I don't know what happened. He got stunned, but it's gone. Chengdu Hunters, though, thankfully they might not need it. The Flux doesn't really get too much more done. 2 frags coming through from the Hangzhou Spark, but the rest of their members just low HP. Burner would love to get healed. Slowly is receiving some TLC, but I don't know that it's going to be enough here. And oh my goodness, that was...
Moving on in, Primal Rage, Miyangi, don't like any of this. Super Rich, great evasion there. Using the new distance from the shield bash to take himself out of danger, but into a fresh hell given over. Leave with the nano, with the damage. I've got charge for days, boys, and I've got a spark that needs extinguishing. Snuffed out by the former MVP. Leave is on a tear. Scattering to the 4 wins for the Chengdu Hunters as Gaga stays in, waits for the nano. Give him the Discord. Can he be burned on through? The Primal Rage stands at the ready, but he can't use it. Huge burst from Shy, but it's Nisha and Monk, the supports of Chengdu Hunters, who might yet make this viable. A slam into the air from Bernard, but the fire can't be concentrated to the point. Maybe a slam down from Bernard, so low and there's no healing for him. That's going to be some excellent aim once again. Shy, we talked about how much this guy games, and the gaming simply don't stop for now. Gaga trying to force a C9, maybe, as it's less than a meter, but Chengdu Hunters require, but Irony's returned, and revenge is served cold by the Hangzhou Spark. Chengdu Hunters are peeled once again from the cart, and Hangzhou Spark go up 2-0.
Unfortunately for Chengdu, they couldn't get the Primal off the 5v4 situation. Hunters not going to do too much contesting here. Ideally, they just don't lose any more members. Gaga swings away, and it means free payload push for the Hangzhou Spark.
A particularly elegant retreat there from Gaga. Leaves also going to fall. Shy getting the better of their counter Ash. And Alpha Yi for now just controlling the peripheries, playing the margins, and waiting to grab any escaping members of the Chengdu Hunters. Seems for now.
Senates plus mines.
Denies him the staging area, and that means Leaves got no friends in the backline. Gushue finds him in a dark alley, is given the advisory as to where to find Monk. Can they be healed through here? Yes, they can, but the Primal Rage is something entirely different. The Samurai of the Primal Blade has taken it from the sheath and then returns it once more. 1,000-folded Gorilla Steel is arrayed against Monk and tears him asunder.
Alpha Yi to pick up the rest of the...
Move himself from this zone. A long leap as Gaga just make sure that this car is going to stay in this position for a good long while. A shield placed down by Gushue makes this a favourable fighting angle, but look at this, Gaga, what a well-placed pile driver, crushes Gushue underfoot. That is not a humane execution.
Further kills to come on through as well. You're looking for a cleanup now. Hunters onto Spark here. I mean, you got to be careful here if you're super rich. You could just be kind of staggering yourself, but...
As Bob's going to be the next to try and bring out the cart to contest. A good stick on Tanisha, but it won't even execute him as he's already dead, courtesy of Gushue. And Gushue now, because of a knockback from Gaga, has flown far away. He's going to take so long to re-enter a fray, but will do so with a nano. A huge amount of damage now ready to rack the nerves of the Chengdu Hunters. The Monk won't survive for long, and by the skin of their teeth, Hangzhou Spark control Dorado. That could be an issue. Jump shot from Shy going to miss. Now it's Leaves' turn to try and find some purchase.
Surely.
Oh no. Sees Irony. An unfortunate miss, and now Super Rich up in their face. That's going to be a stick and a rally as well. Hangzhou Spark control every facet of the fight in here. There's no escape when you're faced with Gushue on the Winston. And Jinmu once again is playing this old game of come catch me. A mass taunt now. Playing these corners to try and avoid Shy, who heads up top. Gaga keen to follow. Despite the acrobatics, they still will fall. But elsewhere, Hangzhou Spark have won the fight where it matters. The support line has been eviscerated. A pair of primals have dropped, and there it is again. Oh no, not like this, Chengdu.
Yeah, that time, I gotta say, it was actually still pretty winnable for Chengdu Hunters as well. You saw plenty of members alive. Well, just a few. I think it ended up being a 3 versus 3. Interestingly enough, it was exactly the